Hi, I'm Shari with OLTD. Have you heard of the SCARF model? Lots of people haven't. It was created by neuroscientist David Rock, and it's based on recent discoveries in brain science and what they mean for our interactions, for our well-being, and for how effective we are as leaders. Turns out, based on the way that our brains are wired, there are 5 kinds of experiences that activate either a really strong threat or negative response in our brains, or a strong reward or positive response in our brains. And these 5 things end up affecting our relationships, our work performance, our engagement, and our happiness, how we deal with conflict or change, and our effectiveness as colleagues, as leaders, as friends, family, or neighbors. The word SCARF is an acronym for these 5 things that our brains react to so strongly. And SCARF stands for status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness. All 5 of these things are important to our brains, and often 2 or 3 of the items feel like even bigger deals to us. So as I go through them, be thinking about which ones might be bigger deals to you. There's also a handout linked below, and it gives some really good examples of how to be an effective leader based on these 5 elements. So let's look a little deeper. S is status, and it refers to our sense of relative importance related to others. And our brains naturally do this. They naturally compare us to other people. So it's our sense of where we fall on the social ladder. So let's say a colleague gets recognized or promoted and we don't. Or maybe everybody goes to Sally to ask her opinion and they never come to us. Losing a job greatly affects our sense of status. C is certainty. It's our need for clarity and our ability to predict the future. Our need for certainty is why going through lots of change can be so hard for us. So if you're a supervisor, the more you can make day-to-day work predictable and kind of regular for people, the more it's going to help people deal with this time of uncertainty. A is autonomy. It's our sense of control over what happens in our lives. It's our independence. It's why we don't like being told what to do. We'd rather decide for ourselves or at least be given choices. And it's also why we don't like working for micromanagers. So next time you're in any kind of a leadership role, beware of being a micromanager. R is relatedness, and it's our sense of connection with other people. It's how safe we feel with them, and it's our need to be included and accepted and to fit in. Interestingly, the same part of our brains that are triggered if someone were to hit us are the exact same parts of our brains that are triggered if someone rejects us. So in other words, if someone rejects me or my ideas, it's the same to my brain as if someone physically slapped me. Relatedness plays out in all of our interactions, and it's core to how we lead others and treat others. So it also affects our well-being. In fact, some studies show that up to 70% of our happiness is related to how connected we are to other people. And finally, F is fairness, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's our need to be treated fairly and equally. It's our sense of right or wrong, and it's our perception of whether we are being treated equitably. So of course this plays out at work. No one wants to be treated differently or unfairly. So it's really important that we look at how we treat others and make sure that it is fair. So you can see how all 5 factors play out at work and really in all of our interactions. Again, there's a handout linked below that summarizes the 5 factors, and it gives some really great concrete examples of how we can lead so that others feel valued and included and validated.